Hello and welcome to exfidebibles. My name is Ethan. So today I wanted to share one of my February Bible rebinds that I have completed, and there's a number of really cool things I wanted to share about this Bible. So first of all, this is a return customer, which I love, obviously. Second of all, this is a fellow lover of the New American Standard 1995. So if you know me, I love the New American Standard 1995. So this guy is really into that translation, and so am I. So that excites me. So thirdly, this is a new text block, a refresh of the Lockman large print ultra thin, and in New American Standard 1995. So if you're familiar with the premium Bible world, the R.L. Allen R1 is a really popular premium Bible in the Nasb95, and that Bible uses the typeface of the New American Standard 1995 LPUT. So Lockman has been, producing that text block for a very long time, but in 2024 they refreshed that text block with significantly improved paper. So I shared this text block in one of my earlier videos, and now that rebind is completed, so I wanted to share that with you. So this is the 2024 New American Standard 1995 LPUT. So this is a completed rebind that I just finished today, actually, the day I'm recording this. So this is my 41st Bible rebind. And there's a number of other really unique things about this Bible. So first off, I did an exterior tool line around where the yap, or where the cover, where the block falls, underneath here. So I think that's a really popular aesthetic feature. R.L. Allen does that on their Bibles. And on this one, I did a generous yap with that exterior tool line. And I think that's a really, really great combination. I'm really happy with how the tool line ended up. So I'll definitely be doing that on more Bibles. Maybe I'll offer that as a standard feature for full yap Bibles, maybe, or a standard feature on generous yap Bibles. I'm not exactly sure. But, doing this tool line is actually pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So, I might not charge for it. I'm not exactly sure, but this guy requested it, and it was kind of the thing where I said, I've never done that before, but I know how to do it, and I'm sure I can do it pretty well. And he said that sounded good. So I did that on his Bible. So another unique thing about this rebind is that it is a new leather that I've never used before, and it's a pretty rare leather in the rebind world. I've seen Kevin from Redbird Bibles has used this leather before, but I haven't used it before, and I haven't seen a lot of big rebinders talk a lot about it. So this is a veg tan leather from a tannery called A&A Crack, and the type of leather it's called Vegetalino, and this is the bottle green color. So this leather is a cowhide, very similar to Badalasi Carlo Minerva box, and that's a pebbly leather. So if you know me, I love that leather, and getting this leather and working with it, I love this leather just as much. But there's some differences, as I talked about in my other video regarding this leather. The texture is a little bit different. The pebbles are a lot smaller, and the color is a lot darker. So if you kind of think in your mind green leather, the emerald Vegetalino from Badalasi Carlo would be like a kind of more of a classic green color, but Vegetalino from A.A. Crack is more of like a dark green. It's not an olive either. It's not a brown green. It's like a true dark green, which I really, really love. I love green leather, and I'm really excited to share, about this Bible. So this, I did a bronze stamping on the spine of this guy, tooled hubs, raised hubs, my Holy Bible, NASB, and then my logo. I did a stitched perimeter, and the exterior tool line, which I'm really happy about. So I was so excited to finish this Bible. I just have been holding it for a little while, and I'm just like, oh, this feels so nice. I'm just really, really happy with how this turned out. So yeah, this leather is just so gorgeous. It's so easy to work with. It's flexible. It's kind of soft feeling. And Vegetolino comes in a number of different colors. In all of their colors of that leather is pretty dark. So they have a color, I think the color is called Raisin, and it's kind of like a dark brown, purplish color. They have a burgundy, like a really dark burgundy, black. They obviously have a dark brown, a dark blue, and obviously this dark green. So man, I love this leather, and I'm definitely going to be using more of this leather in the future. So, and I'm really happy with how this Bible turned out. This guy, his name is Cody. Cody requested, bronze ribbons on this. I did red geranium art gilt on the page edges, and he wanted a generous yap. So I'm happy with how this turned out. So again, this is the 2024 LPUT with the new, more opaque pages. And I did blue and white headbands on this guy. And I really like how flat and how flat it lays open. So on all of has no issues laying flat. Like, even though I just finished this rebind, it has no problem. I mean, this lays flat, like, let's see. Genesis 1 has no issue at all laying flat in Genesis 1, which I'm obviously very pumped about. So on all of I'm kind of, as I go, I'm continuing to improve my trade and my quality, and like keeping the end goal in mind kind of thing. So one of the things that I've started doing on all of my Bibles is making sure the bindings are more flexible and able to lay flat in Genesis. And obviously I don't nail it on every Bible. I'm not saying that have perfected that process, but I've been getting a lot better at ensuring that is possible. And you can see here that this is, as like lay flat as you could probably want, which I'm happy about. So the way I've been able to achieve that, if you are a rebinder, is that there's a couple tips. So obviously making sure that your liner material is well chosen. So this is aniline, I think it's called premium aniline calfskin from Buy Leather Online. This is dark brown, and I had this skived as thin as they could get it. So I got it skived to 0.8 millimeters. And on this leather, Vegetolino is a more flexible leather, similar to Minerva Box. So Minerva Box and Vegetolino are a softer leather. And because they're a softer leather, it pairs really well with this like a little bit thick, a little bit more rigid of a liner material. So that pairing of cover leather and liner is really important if you want like a really, really nice finished product. So a couple of the other things that I've been doing on all of my recent Bibles is that I have been making sure that the tab is nice and thin. So I have been, so if you're just starting out in Bible rebinding, what you do to have a slot to put your text block in is you just cut it down the middle, and however thick your block is divided by 2 is how wide your tab will be, if that makes sense. If you're a rebinder, that will make sense. If you're not, that might not make sense. But what I've been doing to ensure that I have really flexible Bibles is on all Bibles, no matter how thick the block is, I've been thinning the tab down. So I thinned this tab I've been thinning all of my tabs down to 3/8 of an inch. And on a Bible that's a little bit heavy like this one, and on the thicker side, like it's not even though it's called ultra thin, like it's not an ultra thin Bible, like it's not less than an inch thick. So on a Bible with quite a number of pages in it, thinning that down and the weight of the pages like really helps the Bible lay flat. So that's what you need to consider and improve on if you're having trouble with your Bibles laying flat. So this guy is a pastor, and he mentioned that this is going to be his primary teaching Bible and preaching Bible. So obviously it was very important for me to give him a Bible that kind of, on the one hand, will lay flat on a pulpit, but also can be really easily held. I mean, I've done some teaching and preaching in my walk with the Lord and my service to the church, and I can tell you that like the feeling of this Bible in the hand is just great. Like you can really easily with one hand hold this Bible. It's not so floppy that it's like flopping over like this. Like this feels great in the hand and would be a really easy Bible to like palm and walk around a stage if that's kind of your style while teaching. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Again, this is number 41. This is a 2024 Nasb95 LPUT. And I'll definitely be using this leather combination in the future, as well as, using this block again, because I love this text block. This text block coming out and seeing how nice it was actually one of the reasons that inspired me to get rid of my R.L. Allen R1, which I loved. This paper is so nice, and the printing in these are so nice. I just figured, I don't love verse by verse Bibles as a rule. And with the 2024 LPUT, if I ever really wanted an LPUT, I could just rebind one of these for myself in a leather like Horween or La Perla Azura, Missouri, my favorite leather. And I would be happy with that. So yeah, that's this Bible coming out was actually one of the reasons why I got rid of my Allen. So funny story there. So really happy with how this one turned out. So one of the things I wanted to mention too is like this text block this rebind ended up having a very round spine, which I think is really interesting. That wasn't a conscious choice on my part. I just think that the block, the block just was rounded from the factory, and that gives it like a really nice like round spine look. So. And I've gone back to using, talking shop a little bit more, I've gone back to using leather lace as my hub backing material instead of craft tex, because I think the leather lace gives the hubs more of a rounded top look, which I think looks a lot better than like a flat top, the flat top of craft tex. So these hubs, I didn't do like anything special on these hubs compared to my other February Bibles, but just how flexible this leather was. This tooling around the hubs just looks so good and crisp and clean. And that's not me. I really think that that's just the leather. The leather is really easy to tool and flexible, and the tanning on it is so high quality that it just creates a great, sorry, I lost my train of thought, like a great, completed hub. So again, thank you for watching. This is my 41st rebind. This is a 2024 LPUT in AA Crack Vegetalino in bottle green with a bronze ribbons, perimeter stitched, a YAP tool line, all the fixings. So thank you for watching. My name is Ethan from exfidebibles.